Hello. Hello. My name is Bhilware and I am from Section G and my roll number is 2501532. And today I'm going to talk about the topic India's middle income trap. Let me begin with a simple question. Can a country grow rapidly and still fail to become a developed nation? It sounds surprising, but this is a real challenge many economies face. India today is a lower middle income economy with a GDP per capita of around $2,500. We are among the fastest growing major economies, and we often hear about India becoming a $5 trillion economy. But growth alone does not guarantee development. This brings us to the concept of the middle income trap, a situation where countries grow rapidly at first but then struggle to move beyond a certain income level. So the real question is not just how fast India grows, but whether that growth is sustainable enough to make us a developed nation. Now, moving forward, it becomes important for us to understand this trap. At low income levels, countries grow easily using the cheap labor and shifting workers from agriculture to basic industries. However, as wages increases, this advantage starts disappearing. At the same time, these countries are not yet advanced enough to compete with developed economies in innovation and high-tech industries. As a result, they get stuck in between. This is exactly what we call the middle income trap. For instance, countries like Brazil, South Africa, and Mexico have remained in this stage for decades, facing issues like low productivity and inequality. On the other hand, countries like South Korea, Singapore, and Taiwan successfully transitioned in high income status. They did this by investing heavily in education, building strong manufacturing sectors, and encouraging innovation. In simple terms, they moved from being cost driven economies to knowledge driven economies, and that made all the difference. Now let's look at India's position. Now if we look at India, we can see both opportunities and warning signs. India shares several characteristics with countries that have struggled to escape the trap. A large portion of our workforce is still in the informal sector, which limits productivity and income growth. There is also a significant skill gap. Many graduates have degrees but lack employable skills. Investment in research and development remains low, and our economy is heavily dependent on the service sector rather than manufacturing. This creates a structural imbalance. Unlike countries like South Korea, India has not yet built a strong industrial base that can absorb large number of workers. However, India also has a major advantage, its young population. This demographic dividend can drive growth for decades, but only if we create enough productive jobs and equip people with the right skills. Otherwise, this opportunity could turn into a challenge. Finally, the solutions and the conclusion. So, how can India avoid falling into this trap? The answer lies in shifting our focus from just growth to quality growth. First, we need to strengthen manufacturing through initiatives like Make in India, which can create a large scale employment and improve exports. Second, improving education and skill development is crucial so that our workforce becomes more productive and globally competitive. Third, increasing investment in research and innovation will help India move up the value chain and compete with advanced economies. Fourth, better infrastructure such as roads, logistics, and digital systems can reduce costs and improve efficiency. Finally, formalizing the economy will ensure more stable jobs and better income security. However, these solutions are not easy to implement. Challenges such as policy execution gaps and strong global competition from countries like China and Vietnam remain significant. To conclude, India is standing at a critical turning point in its economic journey. We have the potential, the resources, and the demographic advantage to become a developed nation. But achieving that requires the right policies, consistent implementation, and a shift from quantity driven growth to productivity driven growth. The question is not whether India can grow, but whether it can grow in the right direction. Thank you, and I hope you find this insightful. Thank you.